What are frustrations, challenges, and concerns that people have in tech?
I think it's a disconnect between the strategic vision that leadership establishes and understanding exactly how we contribute to that strategic vision. There is a bit of a disconnect there. So, for example, when the company says that, we want to be the leader in AI, and so translating that can be, one of the things that's difficult, because what ends up happening is you have strategy people at the top of the ladder and you have the tactical people at the bottom. And if tactical folks don't truly understand how what they're doing contributes to the overall strategy, you can make a lot of assumptions, and that creates a little bit of disharmony, misalignment, etc. I think that's one of the frustrations of people in tech. Going back to the earlier point, the constant being asked to do more with less. They like to say work smarter, not harder, but yet I think people are feeling that you actually have to work harder.
What are some of the things that you have done in order to hold leadership accountable in making that translation?
One of the things that we're doing is we're trying to focus more on an initiative called Objectives and Key Results. It's not new language. It's pretty well, documented out in the universe. But Intel is trying to return to that as a way to create the alignment structure, to create the accountability, and mostly to have transparency. So going back to, connecting all the layers of an organization to the broader initiative. The challenge with that is we launched that in earnest Q1 of last year. So we're about a year into this journey. What we're learning is that you can't just take a 30-minute course, a web-based training, and come out of it an OKR expert. It is an evolution. It's a journey, and you have to be very intentional about how you approach that on a quarterly rhythm, to make sure that you're being smart with your goals, right? The strategic, and so there's a little bit of a mismatch. The specific, measurable, all that stuff,
right?
Which is very difficult. It's almost like writing a resume. I find that I can write someone else's OKRs much better than I can write my own. Is somebody going to read my OKRs and think that I was sandbagging it?
Going back to OKRs, how would you, OKR seems to be a very good way, but if not implemented correctly, OKR seems to be company focused and it's a catch-all, meaning I don't see it being heavily customized. Your point, you can write someone else's OKRs better. It's because you might have certain views on how you view yourself. If you get unstuck, whether it be an OKR, whether it be an MBO, whether it be any other strategy out there, you could use it more effectively if you have a customized way to surface the best of you.
Touching on something that is part of the challenge that we have as we continue to roll out OKRs, and that is OKRs as we implement them are the strategy piece, execution piece.
Categorize as important for driving personal goals.
What I like to think about, and when I think about my own personal growth, is where do I want to go in the next 2 years or 5 years? I would like to get to a people management role, preferably in the context of a PMO, a project management organization, or secondarily, potentially even a technical writing supervisory, managerial. I've done the work to understand how people management works from a perspective of substituting for managers when they go on sabbatical, attending the one-on-ones with the staff, and holding, attending staff meetings with, senior managers. All of those functions I've done. I've even done shot of performance review type thing. So I've worked with staff to kind of put together their accomplishments and then package it up for management. So
I think so. You've already done this piece where you moved from PSG to a different part of Intel software, to summarize, and you vouch for yourself. You gave your resume, you cracked some interviews, you're able to convince them that you're adding value to that other team. So you talked about getting accredited. So you have certification, you have your experience being a tech writer, and now you have a supporting manager, which is very big deal. When you do go and network, sell your value, where is that piece of the puzzle getting strength?
What's the timeline for your book, right?
Coming out in 6 months. You have a coursework that I built from scratch, and I built the LMS from scratch as well. The guide to champion your career, deliverables, and others. That's the name of the course. The title itself could be that, or it could be something else, helping people with, like in smaller instances.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So the thing is, I have what I want to say, but I need to know what people want to hear. Can be full about myself. So that's where the book interviews are helping tremendously.
Fantastic, man. Well, that's great.